Do you remember Metatron said July would be turbulent? He sure nailed that one. Turbulent all over the world. So, what can we expect in August? More of the same? Or might things lighten up? Let's find out. Hi, it's Debbra Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records, with the August 2022 Lightworkers forecast from Archangel Metatron. August is shady in more ways than one. Lots of shade being thrown around. You may find yourself jumping from bright spot to avoid the shade. You might say it's an adult game of hopscotch. Try to maintain an upbeat attitude. As much as possible, treat it like a game. That will stand you in good stead when the energies feel oppressive, as they will at times. You're right in the midst of a crazy roller coaster ride. August may feel schizophrenic as the energies intensify to the point you might feel like toothpaste being squeezed out of the tube, while at other times, you'll briefly experience an incredible lightness of being. Higher dimensional energies are slowly wending their way down through the dense third dimensional energy, which in places is thick as sludge. Your fortitude will be tested. Hold on tight to your faith and trust to maintain the ground you've already covered. If you sometimes feel the need to squeeze your eyes tightly closed like a frightened child, do that. Be kind. Give yourself what you need to maintain higher frequency energy. It's perfectly acceptable to look away from a train wreck. The ego self is the one who wants to stare at such atrocities, soaking in every last grotesque detail. You have more important things to cast your eyes upon. Enough for you to know it's there. No need to sink into the associated muck and mire. You may find yourself in metaphorical deep water where it's necessary to bounce up and down to catch a breath. In those moments, breathe, relax, and allow, knowing that you have prepared. Your body and soul have been conditioned for such challenges. Like childbirth, it will not last forever. And when it has passed, behold, an extraordinary new being, bliss and pure joy as you gaze upon your creation. So, Metatron, I saw angry flames licking at the shores of the water. It looked like the world was on fire. What was that about? His eyes hold a tinge of sadness and he sighs. Yes, fire will be omnipresent, like the backdrop in a stage production. Know that it is a necessary part of the purging and renewing of your planet. The old must give way to the new. There is much old yet to be cleansed by the flames, both literally and figuratively. Be on alert for signs and messages from your angels, who will keep you safe and guide you around or through such challenges. I realize some will be triggered by these words. For that, I am profoundly sorry. However, it does not serve to hide from the truth of your reality. As Gaia goes through her rebirthing process, the life she sustains will need to be fleet on their feet and vigilant in watching for signs of impending danger. It is not personal. Gaia is simply doing what she must to survive and thrive once more. She acutely feels the impending tipping towards the point of no return, which means she must step up her efforts, shift gears, and blast into higher dimensional frequency if oblivion is to be avoided. Your experience of her process may feel like a wild ride as she effectively sheds her old skin to emerge as a dazzling new version of herself. Are you saying all of that will happen in the month of August? That seems like more than humanity could survive. Metatron smiles, a tiny upturn of the lips just for a moment, then responds. No, this process moves slowly. What I've described is the big picture. Your experience of it will be like a slow-mo film with periodic short bursts of action. The metamorphosis of a planet can take centuries, with only occasional bursts of visible transformation. It's those brief bursts you'll need help navigating. Know that your angels are near, only a thought away at any time. So when the need arrives, shift your thoughts to call them in immediately, without hesitation. There's nothing you have done or could do that would merit going through such trials and tribulations alone. Lean on your angels. In fact, now is a good time to get better acquainted with them so that you have a fluid working relationship. If you regularly call upon them for the little things, it will be a reflex to call upon them in the face of looming disaster. When they say move, do not tarry. Do not look back. Do not focus upon anything other than following their guidance. That is your key to weathering the coming storms. Do you mean that literally? After all, hurricane season is right around the corner. Metatron is quiet for a moment. He really doesn't like upsetting the apple cart with disturbing news. Yet it does us no good to remain in the dark. Yes, climate disasters will continue. The intensity will increase. Devastation will be massive. This is the path presently laid out before you. The only option is to move through and beyond. However, please do not sink into fear, despair, and helplessness, for then all really will be lost. Instead, hold fast in faith and trust of your angels and your phenomenal self. This is what you've been working so diligently for over many lifetimes, to develop the strength and fortitude to triumph over adversity as you powerfully navigate to safe, solid ground. Yes, it may mean leaving behind home and hearth for the sake of survival. If you can see that this is an opportunity for expansion and adventure, rather than feel devastation at leaving behind that which you've long held dear, it would be a huge success. In times of disaster, you learn what your real priorities are. You've still got a lot of living to do and a mighty big purpose to fulfill, so release the old, make way for the new. Make choices from the wisdom of your soul perspective. We have total faith in you and have seen the glorious future that lies on the other side of this extreme challenge. This journey will be perhaps your greatest challenge to date. Yet have no fear. We promise you are ready. There will be many who have not prepared as you. They will fall. Understand this. If they fall, it is because their soul went as far as it intended and then hit the exit button. It was their choice. Bless them and keep moving. You cannot change their fate, nor should you. Honor their choice as you would want others to honor yours. It saddens me to be the bearer of such difficult news. I wish it were otherwise, but this is the path humanity has chosen. We cannot set things right. You must do that through your choices and actions. This too shall pass, and a brighter day will arrive. When you meditate, we encourage you to occasionally journey to your bright future in Earthtopia. Allow yourself to revel in the delicious lightness of being, the love, and sheer perfection. That vision is not a fantasy. It is your future reality, which you are creating even now through thoughts and actions. Let that vision sustain you and chase away the darkness through challenging times. Remember, to be buoyant, you can bounce up and down in the deep water for a very long time until it's safe to once more emerge onto solid ground. When you grow tired of bouncing, remember, you can float. Sometimes you forget. You can even call upon your angels to hold you up, using their own energy like a raft for you to rest upon. The possibilities are limited only by your imagination. Yes, creation comes from your imagination. Use it often and wisely. What you think about, you bring about. So be mindful of your thoughts. Anything else you want to share for August, Metatron? If you knew that you had a limited time left upon this planet, what would you do? How would your priorities change? Where would you spend your time and with whom? We encourage you to entertain those thoughts, then choose accordingly. It's never too soon to choose based upon your true priorities. Release all thoughts that are not in alignment with your higher purpose. This shift of reality, when carried out by the many, will have a profound impact upon the future, which you are creating with every thought. Do you see why thoughts are so important? A critical mass of positive, uplifting thoughts will transform your world rapidly. How can there be anything more important? As the powerful creators of your reality, you can still function in your third dimensional reality while putting energy and intention into creating the beautiful future of your visions. They are not mutually exclusive. Do you understand now? It's all in your hands and thoughts. You can create a big jumbled mess, or you can create Earthtopia. Have I mentioned it's always your choice? He says that with a wry grin. Yes, it's repetitive, but it can't be said often enough because there are still many who have not yet grasped the power they possess to effect change. This is your world, your responsibility, the collective you. That's at once exhilarating and terrifying because it's majority choice. This is why it's so vitally important that you share the message of enlightenment far and wide. If people have not heard the message, how can they be expected to get on board the Earthtopia train? Give them the information, inspire them with the possibilities, then encourage them to join you on this grand adventure. Many are hungry and thirsty for just such a hopeful message. Show them there is a way out of despair and helplessness. For them, it is the equivalent of throwing a life preserver to a drowning person. Yes, lots of water metaphors today. That is purposeful. Water is both life-saving and destructive. You'll be encountering both sides of that equation in the days ahead. Water should be respected and protected. Your indigenous peoples have been warning of the dire consequences already queuing up as a result of past choices. It's too late to stop all of the disasters, but you can mitigate some. Over time, you can turn your ship around to sail downstream, living in harmony with the planet. No matter how dark the present looks, and we admit it's dark, there is great promise for your future. We can see that and hope that you will allow yourself the luxury of envisioning it and following that visionary energy to fruition. We can't do it for you, and truly you wouldn't want us to, for that would be denying your sovereignty. You've been working on these lessons for many lifetimes, and you are this close to the finish line. Don't give up right before you reach goal, as you have many times before. This is your moment to shine like you've never shined before. Muster up all of your faith and courage. Carry that torch all the way to the mountaintop as your Olympians do. We promise you, all of your efforts will be worth it. Don't give up on yourself, for we will never give up on you, no matter how many missed opportunities and lifetimes it takes. Hold fast to the vision, your determination, and to us. We'll be right there by your side through it all, never passive, always engaged for your highest and best good, just as it was ordained upon your creation. That's how wise and loving your Creator. You've been given everything you need for the journey. Avail yourself of the tools, insights, and guidance. You can do this. Journey on, bright, shining soul. As Metatron's voice fades away, it's replaced with the sound of angels singing. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Well, friends, I think that says it all. Until next time, this is Debbra Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records.